Hey guys, it's Sammy and today I am bringing you the very long-awaited bookshelf tour. So if you don't know, this is my bookshelf and then I have a very mysterious bookshelf over here that none of you guys have seen yet. So I'm going to show you all the books and the bookish goodies I have on my shelves. So let's just get into it because this is going to be a long video. Alright guys, so this is an overview of my TBR shelf. Like 99% of the books on this shelf have not been read. So these are all the books I haven't read, so let's just get into it. So first we're going to start up at the top left of my shelf with my white and grayish brown books. An Abundance of Catherines by John Green, Just Listen by Sarah Dessen, Flat Out Love by Jessica Park, The Truth About Forever by Sarah Dessen, Amy and Roger's Epic Detour by Morgan Matson, The Summer I Turned Pretty by Jenny Han, The Face on the Milk Carton by Caroline B. Cooney, and then these next two books are the books that I've already read. To All the Boys I Loved Before by Jenny Han, and P.S. I Still Love You by Jenny Han. Come Back to Me by Mila Gray, Delirium by Lauren Oliver, and Torn Away by Jennifer Brown. So moving on to the center of my bookshelf, we have my yellowy, greeny, pink, and then starting to fade into red books. It's Kind of a Funny Story by Ned Vizzini, Along for the Ride by Sarah Dessen, Deadline by Chris Krechner, Reality Boy by A.S. King, Something Real by Heather Demetrios, Second Chance Summer by Morgan Matson, Landline by Rainbow Rowell, Keeping the Moon by Sarah Dessen, The Secret Diamond Sisters by Michelle Maddow, Lock and Key by Sarah Dessen, What Happened to Goodbye by Sarah Dessen, and Five Summers by Una LaMarche. So now we're on the far right at the top of my bookshelf. So these are my red books slash red in the spine books. I didn't want to just put all of my blacks on the bottom, so I had to split it up on top and bottom. So this is what I came up with. Girl Stolen by April Henry, A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas, The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood, Proxy by Alex London, Vampire Academy by Rochelle Mead, Forgive Me Leonard Peacock by Matthew Quick, Suicide Notes by Michael Thomas Ford, The Murder Complex by Lindsay Cummings, Unwind by Neil Schusterman, and Go Ask Alice by Anonymous. So now we're on the bottom left of my bookshelf. These are my green and blue, and then we start getting over to my purple here at the end. First off, I have these super cute little heart eye sunglasses. These sunglasses were sent to me from Cassie over at Rants and Raves of a Bibliophile, along with The Unexpected Everything. So thank you, Cassie. So now with the books. The Unexpected Everything by Morgan Matson, Please Ignore Vera Dietz by A.S. King, Gone by Michael Grant, Since You've Been Gone by Morgan Matson, Hold Still by Nina LaCour, Winter Girls by Lori Halse Anderson, This Is Not a Test by Courtney Summers, Shatter Me by Tahara Mafi, The First 15 Lies of Harry August by Claire North, Control by Lydia Kang, I Was Here by Gail Foreman, The Sky is Everywhere by Jandy Nelson, Dreamland by Sarah Dessen, Someone Like You by Sarah Dessen, That Summer by Sarah Dessen, and This Lullaby by Sarah Dessen. Okay, so now we're in the middle of my bottom bookshelf. These are my purpley and then brown, and then we can start getting into my black books once again because I have too many black books. The Lovely Bones by Alice Sebold, Love Letters to the Dead by Ava Delara, Hateless by Jennifer Brown, Blue Bloods by Melissa De La Cruz, Saving June by Hannah Harrington, Hollow City by Ransom Riggs, The Unbecoming of Mara Dyer by Michelle Hodkin, What Remains by Helene Dunbar, Will Grayson by John Green and David Levithan, and The Absolutely True Diary of a Part-Time Indian by Sherman Alexie. Okay, starting off, so you may notice my big silver camera that I have. This is just from Michael's and my sister just gave it to me, so I like to show it off on my shelf. And these, of course, are just more black books. And then a silver book to spice things up. My Life in Black and White by Natasha Friend, My Sweet Audrina by V.C. Andrews, You by Caroline Kepnes, Cinder by Marissa Meyer, The Body Finder by Kimberly Derting, Wake by Lisa McMahon, The Fifth Wave by Rick Yancey, Panic by Lauren Oliver, Crank by Ellen Hopkins, and Identical by Ellen Hopkins. So that basically sums up this shelf. So let's get on to the new shelf. Hi everyone and welcome to my new bookshelf. I have to duck down a little bit right now because the bookshelf is kind of short, so don't mind me right now. I'm just going to give a quick overview of what this bookshelf is. This bookshelf is either filled with books I've already read or series that are just too big for my TBR shelf. So I have some series that I have not read, some series that I'm halfway through reading, and some series that I have finished on this shelf. I also have just some random stuff on the bottom, which I will talk about briefly. So let's get into it. So starting off on the top left here, this shelf is actually a true rainbow. All these books on this top shelf, minus one, which I will say, I have read. So if you guys want to discuss any of these books, talk about them down below and I would be happy to talk about them with you. Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children by Ransom Riggs, I threw away the dust jacket back when I didn't realize dust jackets were important. I thought dust jackets meant they kept the dust off, and I don't have any dust in my room, I thought. So I don't need a dust jacket, so I threw it away. Regrets. So many regrets. Catching Fire by Suzanne Collins. Threw away the dust jacket to this one too. Yeah. Warm Bodies by Isaac Marion. Paper Towns by John Green. Me Before You by Jojo Moyes. Freakonomics by Stephen D. Levitt and Stephen J. Dubner. On the Fence by Casey West. The Avery Shaw Experiment by Kelly Oram. Eleanor and Park by Rainbow Rowell. The Perks of Being a Wallflower by Stephen Chbosky. The Realm of Possibility by David Leviathan. We Were Liars by E. Lockhart. Radiance by Alison Noel. I've actually haven't read this book, which I just realized, but yeah. Magnolia by Christy Cook. And My Sister's Keeper by Jodi Picoult. So moving over here, we have some more blue books, my purple book, a couple brown books, my colorful book, and then my, I don't even know, and then my white books. The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. Mockingjay by Suzanne Collins. Throw Away the Dust Jacket, once again. Salt to the Sea by Ruta Sepetys. Never Never by Colleen Hoover and Taryn Fisher. What Happened to Cass McBride by Gail Giles. Speak by Lori Halse Anderson. Before I Fall by Lauren Oliver, my favorite book of 2015. Me, Earl, and the Dying Girl, my least favorite book of 2015. The Girl on the Train by Paula Hawkins, a book I did not finish in 2015, but I do plan on reading again. Speechless by Hannah Harrington. The New Hunger by Isaac Marion. And then down here we have 2 series I have read and 1 series I have not. So the first trilogy is actually The Infernal Devices by Cassandra Clare. I've read all these books. Clockwork Angel by Cassandra Clare, Clockwork Prince by Cassandra Clare, and Clockwork Princess by Cassandra Clare. So the next series we have here is the Percy Jackson and the Olympian series. I have not read any of these books, so don't hate me. So first we had The Lightning Thief. Throw away the dust jacket, guys. It's okay. It's really not okay, but yeah. The Sea of Monsters by Rick Riordan, The Titan's Curse by Rick Riordan, The Battle of the Labyrinth by Rick Riordan, and The Last Olympian by Rick Riordan. And then to decorate my selection series, I have a crown that I won because I was in the homecoming court my sophomore year of high school. So yeah, I just throw that on there because it's fitting, right? It's fitting. So now we have the selection series by Kira Cass. I don't have The Heir because I read it on ebook, and then I don't have Happily Ever After because I read that on ebook as well. So we have the selection by Kira Cass, The Elite by Kira Cass, The One by Kira Cass, and then The Crown by Kira Cass. And then here we have the Immortal series by Alison Noel, and then a duology, and then some more black books that I've read. So starting off, we have another pair of sunglasses that I just have here. Because I tend to lose my sunglasses. When I put them on my bookshelf, I don't lose them. They are, they're supposed to be, they're like knockoff Versace, or they could be real, but I'm pretty sure they're knockoff. I paid like $20 for them, so they should be knockoffs. Here, if you don't believe me, it says Versace, like right there, yeah. Anyway, so I have those sitting there. So now I'm gonna show you the Immortals series and all the covers and all that fun stuff. I have not read this, because I'm not sure I'll ever read it, honestly, because it doesn't really interest me anymore, so Evermore, Blue Moon, Shadowland, Dark Flame, Night Star, and Everlasting. And then we have the If I Stay duology by Gail Forman. I have read this duology. If I Stay by Gail Forman, and Where She Went by Gail Forman. And then my stray black books. 13 Reasons Why by Jay Asher, Switch by Carol Snow, The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins, A Monster Calls by Patrick Ness, and Looking for Alaska by John Green. Okay, moving down to my next shelf. Starting off, we have another pair of sunglasses. Does it even matter at this point that I'm even showing them to you? Honestly. Here they are. They are from Walmart. First off, we have The Mortal Instruments by Cassandra Clare. I have read the first 3 books, and then I still need to read the last 3 books. So we have City of Bones by Cassandra Clare, City of Ashes by Cassandra Clare, City of Glass by Cassandra Clare, City of Fallen Angels by Cassandra Clare, City of Lost Souls by Cassandra Clare, and City of Heavenly Fire by Cassandra Clare. And then we have the first book in the Dark Artifices, So Lady Midnight by Cassandra Clare. And then we have the Divergent series by Veronica Roth. I read the first book, I started the second book, and I haven't read these 2 at all. First we have Divergent by Veronica Roth, Insurgent by Veronica Roth, Allegiant by Veronica Roth, and For a Divergent Collection by Veronica Roth, which is a bunch of short stories in forced perspective. And then moving over to the other side of the shelf, we have my Twilight books, and I think I have most of the Twilight books that are out there. Twilight by Stephanie Meyer, New Moon by Stephanie Meyer, Eclipse by Stephanie Meyer, Breaking Dawn by Stephanie Meyer. Then we have the Twilight Saga, the official illustrated guide. I'm pretty sure I threw away this stuff sack too. It just looks like this in the front. Twilight, the graphic novel, volume 1. I'm not sure they ever made any other volumes, so I'm pretty sure this is the only ones, and I have it. Oh, and the art in this book was done by Young Kim. It's beautiful, like look at this. Ah! Look at it. I enjoyed it. And then of course The Short Second Life of Bree Tanner by Stephanie Meyer. Alright guys, we made it to the very bottom of my shelf. So this is just a bunch of stuff that I just have. I'm not going to show you over there because those are actually my yearbooks, and I mean, I'm sure we're friends, but we're not that close yet. I'm not going to tell you where I go to school and where I live. But I will show you the camera I have over here. I have a thing for collecting old vintage cameras, so this is just one of the cameras I have, and I just display it on my bottom of my bookshelf. And then I have this one. And then I have this one as well. So starting off, I have the Humans of New York book. This is a book of photographs, and these photographs are accompanied by little stories about the people, and this is by Brandon Stanton. And then here I just have some notebooks and stuff. I have a couple art notebooks, and then just regular spiral notebooks for school. And then here I just have a couple box sets. I have my extra copy of The Girl on the Train by Paula Hawkins. I have a copy of Chicken Soup for the Teenage Soul 2. I don't know where this came from. And then I have I'd Tell You I Love You But Then I'd Have to Kill You by Allie Carter. I have a Wreck This Journal by Carrie Smith. I have a Pride and Prejudice Spark Notes sort of thing by Jane Austen. I'm supposed to read Pride and Prejudice this summer, and I thought maybe I'd need help. And then I have a mass market paperback of Love Rosie by Cecilia Ahern. And then I have a second copy of The Unexpected Everything by Morgan Matson. And then since this isn't super important, I don't need to show you the covers. I just have an environmental book for my environmental science class that I took last year, an AP Psychology Study Guide, an AP Calculus Study Guide, an SAT 2016 Study Guide, a AP Psychology Study Guide, a AP Human Geography Study Guide, which I took freshman year, so I don't know why I really still have that. And then I have all of my crash course books for all the AP classes I've ever taken, minus Calculus and AP Language and Composition. So I have AP Psychology, AP Environmental Science, AP US History, AP Human Geography, AP US History, and AP US Government and Politics. Alright guys, so I finally finished my bookshelf tour. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope I was informative enough. I didn't really want to go into anything about any of the books. This bookshelf tour would be like an hour long, and that is just something I don't want to do. So I hope you enjoyed this. Comment down below if you've loved any of the books on this shelf or any of the unread books on my other shelf that I need to pick up ASAP, because I would love new book suggestions. Please leave them down below, especially since I already own the books. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I can't wait to make a new video for you guys next week. See you guys next time. Bye!